Welcome to the Engineering Exploration course project. This is Team 16 who have been assigned the project of an thread winding machine under the guidance of Padmaja K. ma'am. So I'm going to introduce the team members. The team members are Shreyas, Aishwarya, Niranjan and myself Pratik Pideshmukh. So in this presentation I am going to describe in brief about our project. So starting with the GitHub documentation, GitHub is a web-based platform used for version control. GitHub simplifies the process of working with other people and makes it easy to collaborate on projects. Team members can work on files and easily merge their changes with the master branch of the project. In our project, the GitHub software has been used for implementing all the phases of project management like gathering pertinent information, problem definition, concept selection, product architecture, functional specifications, virtual implementation, interface performance specifications, motor sizing and battery sizing, Arduino code for the project. So next we have engineering design process. Design process is the phase of project management where the need statement and problem definition must be converted into a detailed design. There are 5 stages of engineering design: problem definition, concept selection, product architecture, detailed design and design communication. So this is a slide which tells us about the problem definition. The aim of our project is to build an automatic winding machine. A winding machine is a winder which is used for wrapping string, twine, cord, thread, yarn, rope, wire, ribbon, tape, etc. on a spool or a rail. In our winding machine, the material that we want to wind is silk thread. The machine should reduce the labor requirement. The machine should not make much noise and it should consume less space and cost. It should be easy to operate. The machine should hold the spool. The machine should hold the thread. The machine should display the number of turns set by the user. The machine should display a message after completion of winding. The machine should cut the thread after the completion of winding. The roll required for the machine will generally include 100 turns. The budget of our machine is Rs 4000. To wind one roll, the machine should consume 3 minutes. The machine should stop after completion of 100 turns of the motor. So next we have function tree and function clustering. Function tree is a tree-like structure which describes the major functions and sub-functions to be performed by a system or a machine. Next we have function clustering, which is nothing but grouping all the sub-functions under their respective major functions. So here we have 3 major functions: gripping the thread, handling the spool and indications. Under gripping the thread, we have sub-functions like gripping the thread, sensing the thread, rotating the thread, winding the thread. Under handling the spool, we have sub-functions like gripping the spool, dispensing the thread. Under indications, we have setting the number of turns, display the number of turns, and display a message after completion of winding. So next one is subsystems. Subsystems are the part of a system which performs a particular function of the whole system. In our project, the subsystems identified are thread holding unit, thread winding unit, and thread cutting unit. So moving on to the generated concepts. Based on the requirements of our project and following the constraints of the project, me and my team members have made 4 designs of the project. So these are the 4 designs of the project. So the design 1 is a vertical spool winding, design 2 is a horizontal spool winding, design 3 is a toroidal cone winding, and design 4 is a conical spool horizontal winding. So moving on to the selected concept, we have selected the concept as design 2. So analyzing all the constraints, functionalities expected and feasibility of the project, we have selected the best design among the 4 designs. So the reasons for choosing the selected concept. The concept selection is done on the basis of Pug chart. Pug chart is a chart which compares the functions of all the generated concepts and rates the functionality of the concepts with respect to priority weightage of the functions, so that a feasible, efficient and sustainable solution can be obtained. So the reasons for choosing the selected concepts are: compared to other models, this model has less complexity and is easy to handle and is portable. This model has a feature of automatic control mechanism. This model uses standard electromechanical components like DC motor, servo motors, LCD push buttons, encoders, etc., which are cheap and readily available in the market. So moving on to the virtual implementation. In virtual implementation, the first thing is we have the 3D model of the entire system. So now I'd like to show the major parts that have been used in the 3D model. So starting with this is a DC motor. This DC motor is used to turn the winding spool on which the thread is going to be winded. So moving on to the next one, this is a hook stand which has a hook through which the thread is going to be passed. This is a L-shaped bent stand which is used for gripping the winding spool horizontally. This is a case in which an LCD display is fixed here and a rotatory encoder or a push button is going to be fixed here. This is a servo motor stand where the servo motor is going to be fixed between these two stands. This is a pulley stand in which there are two holes through which a rod is going to be passed and a pulley is going to be fixed in between these two, in between these two stands. This is a servo motor. Actually, we are using two servo motors. One is for the to and fro motion and one is for the cutting purpose. This is a cylindrical spool in which shows the thread. This is the winding spool on which the thread is going to be winded. So this is the 3D model of a project, the automatic winding machine. The whole system is divided into three subsystems, namely the thread holding unit, the thread winding unit and a thread cutting unit. The electromechanical components used in this model are the DC motor, the two servo motors, LCD display, rotator encoder and push buttons. Let's go to the first subsystem, that is the holding unit. This unit consists of a cylindrical spool which shows the thread. There is also a hook fixed behind the spool through which the thread is going to be passed. A pulley stand is fixed in front of the spool which will support the thread with the pulley when the DC motor will tend to pull the thread. Moving on to the second subsystem, that is the winding unit. This unit consists of an LCD display, to and fro servo motor, two bent stands which are used to grip the winding spool horizontally, and a belt drive with pulleys. The third subsystem, that is the cutting unit, will consist of a servo motor with a blade attached to it. The working of the whole model will be: the thread is stored in the cylindrical spool and is made to pass through the hook of the stand, followed by the pulley stand, where the thread is taken through the pulley and is tied to the winding spool. Now the system is ready to wind the thread. Through a rotator encoder, number of turns are set which is displayed on the LCD display. To run the DC motor and the to and fro servo motor, a push button is used. On pressing the push button, the DC motor and the servo motor starts rotating, and it rotates till it completes the given number of turns. After the rotation is completed, another push button is pressed which runs the servo motor, which is used for cutting mechanism. Upon pressing that push button, the servo motor's blade will cut the thread. So after completion of the whole process, there will be a message which will be displayed on the LCD display like the winding is completed. So now I would like to show the different views of the 3D model. So this is the front, this is the top view, this is the bottom view of the model, this is the front view, this is the back view, this is one of the side views, and this is another side view. So as I go on changing different angles, we'll get to see different views of the model. So the next thing is we have the circuit diagram of the entire system. So as you can see, we have used the components like DC motor, rotator encoder, breadboard, photoelectric speed sensor, servo motors, Arduino Mega 8P2560 and an OLED display. So moving on to the next one, we have flowchart of the entire system. As the system is turned on, it accepts the input number of turns and makes the DC motor and servo motor to rotate for the input number of turns. After this process, winding will be completed. Now it's time to cut the thread. So after winding process, cutting mechanism takes place. This will mark the end of the whole process. So next we have bill of materials required for the entire system. So we have columns here like serial number, part name, material with which it is made up of, specification of the part, quantity required and fabrication process needed. So we have used parts like base, housing of microcontroller, DC gate motor, cutter, micro servo motor, gears, microcontroller, motor driver, photoelectric speed sensor, L-type clamp, belt, roller, bolt, nuts and washers. So moving on, we have motor sizing and battery sizing of the entire system. So in motor sizing, the first component is the DC motor. So the torque of the DC motor is calculated by T is equal to F into D by 2, where F is equal to M into G. So applying the formula of F is equal to M into G, we get the value of force as 2.4525 Newton. Here D is the diameter of the winding spool, which is 10 mm. So substituting this value in the torque equation, we get the value of torque as 1.226 Newton centimeter. Given the factor of safety as F is equal to 1.5, we have the equation of torque as T is equal to F into D by 2 into the factor of safety. So substituting all the values, we get the final answer of the torque as 1.839 kg centimeter. With reference to the rated torque, the speed of the motor should be 60 rpm. The next component is servo motor. Number of servo motors used is 2. Torque produced by each servo motor is 9.4 kg centimeter. The next we have battery sizing. So maximum current drawn by DC motor is 300 mA. Maximum current drawn by servo motor is 200 mA. Number of DC motors used is 1. Number of servo motors used is 2. Running time is 3 hours. So we have the formula I is equal to current drawn by motor into running time into number of motors used. So substituting all the values, we get the value of I as 2.1 ampere hour. So next we have functional specifications of the entire system. So the functions are: the machine should hold the thread, and its specifications are: a cylindrical spool of height 10 cm is used to store the thread. The machine should hold the spool. A rotating spool of length 8 cm and diameter 10 cm is held horizontally by two L-shaped stands at a distance of 6 cm from the base. The machine should display the number of turns set by the user. An OLED display is used for displaying a 2-digit number for setting the number of turns. The machine should display a message after completion of winding. OLED display is used for displaying the characters. The machine should cut the thread when winding is completed. A 8 cm blade is attached to a servo motor which imparts to and fro motion of the blade from 0 to 180 degrees to cut the thread. So moving on, we have modeling and simulation. So here is a video of the simulation of a project. So this is the simulation circuit diagram of our project. So as you can see, we have used an LCD display, an Arduino Uno board, a breadboard, a DC motor and 2 servo motors. And we have used 3 push buttons here. One is for accepting the number of turns, one is for running the DC motor and the servo motor, and another one is for running this servo motor, which is used for the cutting purpose. So now I have written the code here. The code is completely based on C program. So I am going to start the simulation. So as you can see, there is a display on the LCD as number of turns equal to. Initially the number of turns is set to 0. Now if I want to increase the number of turns, I am going to press this push button. So this push button is used for increasing the number of turns here. So I am going to click it once, and here the number of turns is displayed as 1. So now I will go on clicking it, and the number of turns here will go on increasing. So suppose if I want to set the number of turns to 10, I will make sure that I am going to press this push button until the 10 is displayed on the screen. So now I want to start this DC motor and the servo motor. So for doing that, I am going to use the second push button. So on pressing the second push button, the system will accept the given input number of turns, and the DC motor and the servo motor starts rotating. So I am going to press the second push button. So as you can see, the DC motor and the servo motor have started to rotate. Now these will be rotating until they encounter 10 number of turns. So as you can see, the DC motor and the servo motor have stopped after encountering the 10 number of turns. So now the winding is completed. Now I want to cut the thread. So for cutting the thread, I am going to run this servo motor. So for that, I'll use this push button. So on pressing the third push button, the servo motor is going to start, and it will cut the thread. So I'll push this third push button. So as you can see, the servo motor has started to rotate, and it will hence cut the thread. So after completion of the whole process, there is a message printed on the LCD display as winding is done. Different softwares used and its version. In this project, we have come across many phases like modeling, circuit, simulation and video recordings. These things have been implemented using some softwares or websites like Autodesk Inventor 2019 for modeling, Circuito.io for circuit, Autodesk Tinkercad for simulation, Screencast-O-Matic version 2.5.5 for screen recording, GitHub for project management, and Arduino version 1.8.11 for coding. Thank you.